It's worth us thinking about anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Just 2 seconds. I'll tell you when we're live. Just setting it up. We are now live. So a big, massive, warm welcome wherever you are in the world. Today, for those of you that already know me, it's Dave Davies, CTO at DVS. And for those that don't know the two lovely gentlemen that are joining me today, it's Gavin Dunleavy, Sales Director at DVS, Commercial Director, and obviously Nick Fisher, CEO of Facewatch. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Morning, Dave. Morning, everyone.
So the purpose of the call today was really just to sort of give you an update on Facewatch, what's new, how it can be used, to sort of alleviate some of the fears that some of the people may have, because the feedback we're getting is they love the system. People really want the facial recognition solution that you can deliver, but I guess there's that fear of how do they deploy it, how easy is it to deploy, maintain, what is the process, how do they get on board with this process? So we could talk a little bit about that, I guess. And given the current climate of, where we are right now, with retail shortly going back into full business, we hope, in a lot of the high streets sort of trying to reopen, this fits really nicely into giving that additional aid to the shops, on the front line, to give them that additional security, not just to stop shoplifting or trying to prevent it, but actually the workers that are in the shops as well, because that's vitally important as well, that they feel safe to go to their place of work, and that the company or business is doing as much as they can to sort of aid that. So thank you very much for joining me. So I'm going to bring you two into the conversation and then see where we go with it. So over to you guys.
Well, thanks a lot, Dave, for that introduction. And I'm glad that you used the word fear in that, because I think over the last sort of few months and the coming few months, that sort of word is going to be pretty prevalent, if I'm being absolutely honest with you. Nick, how are you, mate? How are you, pal? You okay?
Good morning. Yeah, all good, thanks, Gav. Been quite busy, to be honest with you. Both with Facewatch and Forecourt Eye. There's a lot of thieves out there taking the opportunity to help themselves, and been a lot reported about it too.
Good, excellent stuff. Well, listen, there has been a lot that has changed over the last few months, Nick, and I'm looking ahead as well. There's going to be a lot of things that does change again in the coming months. One of the things that has really sort of struck me recently was something that I sort of read today, Nick, which I think Facewatch will be able to solve pretty incredibly for sort of retail environments, is the amount of abuse which has happened with retailers recently and their staff within the stores, etc.
I mean, I'm a time-served retailer, Gav. It's always been an issue. There's always been a level of inappropriate behaviour, let's say. But in the last 3 years, all the statistics are suggesting it's got worse. And in COVID, it's doubled. There's about nearly 3 million retail staff in total, about 2 million who are customer facing, about a 60-40 split in favour of females, and about a third of them are under 25-year-old. So it could be my daughter, not your daughter. You're obviously too young, but sort of in the firing line. 155 reported cases of abuse or violence against staff. That's about 420, 430 a day. I mean, it's doubled in COVID. So.
And that's even with a lot of retailers shut as well, which is insane in real terms, isn't it? Because the amount of retailers that are actually open is a lot smaller, yet the cases, as actually reported cases, have actually doubled. So in real terms, that could be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times bigger than what it was previous to COVID.
Well, they say they've just done a survey, and if you work 6 days, if you're on a shift in a convenience goods, food, retail environment, and you worked in the last 6 days, once in every one of your 6-day shifts, you will have been either verbally or violently abused.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah. So Nick, tell us out then how Facewatch can help us in a sort of lawful manner in assisting with that.
Well, I think the first thing is and I always say this from history, you've got to recognise what's coming your way. I think it's worth sort of understanding there'll be a lot of behavioural changes. I mean, I've never been stuck in my house for 11, 12 weeks, and probably neither have you. So this sort of endless sunny days and government picking up the bill for businesses. The reality is it's all going to need paying for, Gav, and it's coming to an end. Furlough no doubtedly creates a sort of a degree of inertia from some people and from some businesses. You know, the sort of we'll deal with it later mindset in a recession or going into a recession, going into a depression. Later is just too late. And if you're a retailer and you're thinking, well, I've got this crime going up, I've got double the assaults against my staff, but I don't know what the landscape's like. The fact of the matter is that the landscape is going to get pretty severe. You know,
absolutely. Yeah.
Recessions, call it whatever you want. Statistics will always show you that crime increases. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. It's the worst we've known before we went into it. Facewatch have always. I'm a retailer, right? So I always use facts. All my history is retail. So if you don't use facts in retail, you go bust. So you might as well use it in any business that you apply it to. And police were saying they couldn't cope with it before, and we've just seen reports that said it's double. Yeah. Now all these villains who have been locked up, who can't really go out, you know, locked up in their own houses to some degree, and can't go out and commit the crimes, whether it's crimes to order or crimes to sell stuff or for self-fulfillment. All that's coming. And even the recruiters will say that there's forecasting there's going to be a 20% reduction in employee. Reeds were saying there's going to be a 20% reduction, 20% unemployment rate. I mean, that's phenomenal. You're going back to the 1930s, the Great Recession, when you get to those.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there's all the indications are the police are saying we couldn't cope with it before COVID. So we haven't got enough resource. Well, they haven't recruited loads of people in the last 3 months.
No, they haven't.
All the villains are coming out. Employment's going to get worse. We're going to hit a recession. Crime is going to be, in my opinion, it's a personal opinion, it's going to be tsunami-esque. And I've been a retailer for 30 years, and I went through it in 2002, 2008, 2009. We had a bit of a recession. And honestly, I was selling mobile phones then, Gav, and we were pandemonium. We were locking product in cages at the back of stores, This is an all new level. And I've been dealing with some businesses over COVID, Hunt Spar, who's a sort of, I would describe them as your sort of model retailer, run by a really, really well-run business per se. Got a fantastic loss prevention team and a great owner-director who saw this. When I spoke to him, he said, I've heard you do Facewatch, is it crime prevention? Yeah. That's what I need in my business, because this is going to be a nightmare in 3 or 4 months' time when furlough ends and all these horrible. And I said, why are you saying that? Because it's doubled, because crime's nearly doubled in my store and people are supposed to be locked up. He said, I'm letting them in spaces, and I've still got people picking 4 chickens up and walking out without me seeing them, you know? Yeah. So those guys who are proactive have started already in this process. We've started a rollout into Spar retail, you know? We haven't got the installers to fulfill it. In their case, they've got their own installation team, but there's 3 different Spar groups, and that total sum of stores adds up to just shy of 600 stores who we're talking to. We don't have the capacity. Our model's never been to fulfill that. But it actually tells you of just one retailer how that network works. Someone puts it in, add it a week. In a week's time, he goes, his store manager phoned me up. He'd worked for this company 30 years. He'd been in this particular store for 20 years. And he said, this is the best investment our company's ever made. So why is that? He says, because I get a chance to stop them on the way in now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not try and tackle them on the way out, which is just a different, it's just a different proposition.
Yeah, of course it is, absolutely.
It's about getting prepared, Gabby. I mean, you just can't stick your head in the sand. And I'm not wanting to sound mercenary saying, let's capitalise off the back of this. But the fact is, this market for DVS, for Facewatch, for a lot of security businesses, it will come towards us by definition of what's about to happen in the economy.
Absolutely. It's already existed. It's just going to be even bigger once we come out the other side of this. That's the crux of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the purpose for working with you, and as you know, right from day one, is for you to fulfill us with a reseller, install the network.
Yeah.
And I suppose the purpose of this is to explain to people that Facewatch is a game-changing proposition. I know you'd expect me to say that, but all my clients are telling me that. you know, they're seeing within 90 days they're getting crime reduction rates of sort of 25%. They've never seen anything like it. You know,
yeah, those numbers are mental to a retailer. Absolutely crazy.
It just the first 90 days of using the system, in some cases, as on one customer, he put it in 2 sites. Granted, they were pretty horrible sites. Yeah, horrible in the sense that they were losing a lot of money. But just to give you an indication, the forecasted savings from 2 sites funded 18 other store installations, fully costed.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's why getting these accredited partners signed up to this, getting them trained, getting them to buy the demo equipment so then they can take that out to their customer base as well is vitally important. And we need the people that are incredibly committed to this as well. Because if you can't see the opportunity with this, then in real terms, there's something a little bit wrong. You know, you're a little bit blind to it. You know, there's a huge amount of return to be made from this. You know, the lifetime value aspect of this is something that is unknown as well within our industry. Yeah. You know, you're talking on having a yearly return for probably 10 plus years, which in real terms doesn't really happen unless you're talking service contracts and things like that within our industry. Yeah. And we're not. You know, in real terms, we're talking about an installation in the first instance, and then just being able to service and maintain that once it goes in there. And it's not difficult to install either. Let's be frank about it. You know, you're talking a couple of pieces of equipment in real terms. So, you know, the opportunities are there. And in fact, they're going to increase when we come out of this because the need for it is going to be greater.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do really need to get those accredited partners on board, get them signed up, get them trained up, get them with the demo equipment, and then get them moving, basically.
I think in the past, Gav, and I've spoke to a few guys about this recently in the last 4 weeks who have gone from saying, I've looked at facial recognition, it didn't work. And by the way, in a nutshell, I'm pretty fearful of it all because through people like civil liberty groups misreporting it, how it works, implying that you track and trace, you racially profile people, you're holding data you shouldn't know, all that stuff, the police use of it, which was at times inappropriate. I think that just scared people. And I'll admit, 2.5 years when I got involved in it, I'm a retailer, I won't sell anything I don't believe in it. Hence why we've spent 2 years developing it and only really been selling it for the last, through you guys, in the last 6 months. And prior to that, some live trials, I'd say. Yeah. But the technology, the quality of algorithmic technology now is absolutely phenomenal, where our threshold level is 96.5% minimum. Otherwise, we don't even send an alert. The police were running at 70%. Yeah. So it gives you the difference between the likely false positive rate of a police system and one in Facebook. Now, I dare say they've increased theirs, but we can't be sending alerts to retailers and front of house hoteliers and security guards where they're having to guess the accuracy. We only send alerts that are absolutely nailed on.
Absolutely.
And I mean, even recently, you might have seen the thing that George, our product development manager, launched. We've done periocular facial recognition. So we've even gone one stage further now. Mask, glasses, hat, still gets your face.
Yeah, Dave's seen that as well, haven't you, mate?
It's incredible. Yep. At an angle, 35 degrees, 35 to 40 degrees left and right, 25 degrees north and south. Normal behaviour of entering a store. If you walk through a store backwards, they're covering your face. To a retailer, you might as well just walk through with a red flag saying, I'm coming to rob you, hoodie on, all that stuff. Retailers intuitively spot those people. So if you're just walking in normally with a mask and trying to disguise your face, the system will just trigger an alert. And obviously there's an intervention. But it's about, with installers, overcoming that fear, because it really is a simple installation. It's an edge box and a camera. And these guys fit cameras for fun. And all they have to do is type the details into the edge box. And anyone who's been on one of Dave's courses will know, I mean, Dave's done the training. He's qualified to install it. It really is very simple, and the commissions, the marketing, and everything we're putting behind it is phenomenal, really.
They are.
It's coming towards us.
100%, without a shadow of a doubt. And one of the things that me and Dave have obviously been involved in talking to retailers and whatever for quite a while. And one of the things that everybody was always really nervous about how and what do you do with the data, etc. This has all been done and dusted. You've dealt with all that. You've got all the things in line. I mean,
rubber stamps.
Exactly, and that's what we come across all the time, Dave, isn't it?
Definitely.
We started in reverse, Gav. Facial recognition companies, all facial recognition companies in the UK just want to sell you the tech.
Yeah.
The tech's 10 a penny, in fairness to you. There's 130, 140 facial recognition companies readily available, that you can buy a commoditized algorithm of now. Yeah. So the first thing you got to do is find who's got the best one. So we work with a partner who's ranked in the top 2 in the world. So we're using world-leading algorithms, but I don't have to use theirs. I can go into the market, and if someone comes along better, I can use theirs. We started at the data side of it. Facewatch's history is a 10-year data management business.
Yeah.
So we lobbied the government to use biometric technology for crime prevention purposes. We then worked in part construction of the agreement of the use of biometric technology. We then went to the leading counsel in data and cyber law in the UK, a guy called Dean Armstrong, to say, these are the rules. We think these are the rules of using biometric data for private businesses on private land, not public, not police, not King's Cross.
That's important as well.
Private business, private land.
Yeah.
He marked our own work. Our data protection officers, a guy called Dave Sumner, a leader in his field. He works for Facewatch. He took it to a QC who marked it and said, that's good. You know, that's you're not going to get any better than that. And so we're that confident that in our proposition now, we offer an indemnity for businesses, providing they use the system correctly. I mean, you'll never find another business like this who is confident in their own proposition that says, we'll even indemnify our customers against fines from the ICO, you know, who have the ability to find people, will indemnify it. That's a level of protection. That's how confident we are in holding, storing and managing data. And that's why, Gav, there's no other company in the UK offers the data control, holding, storing, sharing of data.
I mean, that's the weight.
Because to sell the tech sellers, you know, it's easy to sell the tech. That's not the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is how do you hold store that watch list that triggers that alert, that stops that individual or puts that individual off coming into your business, that stops the violence happening against your staff, that stops you stock getting stolen. It's the data that's the Holy Grail. The camera's just the dumb terminal stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%, yeah. Well, listen, that's why we need to get the accredited partnerships in place as quickly as we possibly can, and pick the right ones as well. You know, this isn't just open to every single, you know, man and the dog. It's got to be the right people that are totally committed to this as well, that are really behind it. So, you know, we're going to do some work on that. If people want to come and contact us and get that sorted, we'll make sure that channel's easy to do as well. Because it's important that we make sure that we get those people in line, because the opportunity is there. It'd be absolutely mental not to get involved with this right now. It'd be absolutely crazy. Like I said before, you know, the opportunity was there previously. It's going to be bigger once we come out the other side of this, without a shadow of a doubt. And let's be honest, we're coming out the other side of this now, whether we like it or not. So
I think it was the last webinar we did when I did it with George, where we showed the technology actually working. That was a really interesting webinar, because when we completed that, we actually had several leads from retailers that watched this, you know, either live or on the YouTube channel, which led, you know, to the conversations that we passed back through to that interested installer channel, and actually converted one of them last week. I think actually converted one of them into a live, you know, site. So, you know, the value is there, and it's still surprising the people that don't know this technology exists. So doing the marketing activity and things like this is really important to get the awareness from the installer right through to the end user, you know, because whichever way they want to come to us, whether they want to come to us and we push it back through the installer channel, or the installer channel comes to us and then they take it to their client base. But there's definite value in, you know, getting this out there. It's surprising in how many people want this technology, but still don't understand that they don't know it exists even.
Yeah, very good point, that, Dave.
I think a key thing as well is to educate the installer reseller base, actually.
Yeah.
To help their clients overcome the fear. Because you know, in nearly every case when you've experienced this, when I speak to them, the first time I speak to an end customer, the spa, they come and say, well, can you do this? And are you allowed to hold this data? Because I'm scared of holding data, and I've just got pictures stuck up in my staff room of these bandits.
Which is highly illegal, by the way.
yeah. And then I say to them, this is what we've done. This is all right. Who does that? We're the only people who do that. How good's the quality of the algorithm? Let's put you on the watch list and you just walk in, and then they get the wow factor. How hard is it to install? Well, it takes 3 hours training. There's a massive installation support pack that comes with it, as you know, on your portal, from measuring distance and angle of camera to everything. You plug the box in, you type your codes in, you activate the edge box, and you've got, it's as easy as that. Screwing the cameras in, these guys do for fun. So it's probably got this connotation: biometric data, misreporting. Whoa, hold on a minute.
And I think it sounds scary, doesn't it? But in real terms, it's not.
It's not. And I think a good reseller who's got a good, strong existing customer base, who's trusted. You got to bear in mind, Gabby, these people who are probably watching this have got customers they've had for 15, 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and they're more likely to trust them a lot more than me or you, because they've been supplying them. So somehow we need to give them the confidence to reassure the customer. Yes. But without question, and we've seen it in the last 4 weeks, that the demand from big box retailers, the demand's been phenomenal. Some of them have seen the opportunity, so it's definitely there. As you know, we're paying enhanced commissions. We're about to run a fantastic marketing magazine in the convenience sector, specifically for the convenience and food sectors. That's all due to go live in the next week.
Nick, I've seen some of the offers that you're going to be putting out there, and what you're doing there is basically trying to get as many wheels spinning as possible at once, which is exactly right. And I've got to be honest with you, some of the deals that you showed me earlier in the week are pretty impressive. It makes it even easier for somebody to take up these offers. It just totally makes sense.
And great commission for the guys. Yeah, great commission for the guys, Gav. I mean, we're paying the first 3 years commission on the sales thing up front. We're only doing it for a limited period, but it's about convincing the early adopter, proactive, dynamic reseller installer to get on board. Because if you get on board now, there'll be a runway of just potential runway that you can sweep up. So it's about saying, get on board, it won't cost you a penny, because the commissions we're paying, will more than pay for any cost. They're pretty substantial. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're doing it just to say, well, you've just been through furlough. You probably need some cash to generate your business. Give it a start. If you can go find another business that'll pay you £800 commission on a sale of a facial recognition camera, well, good luck to you, because I'm pretty sure there didn't one out there. And we pay a commission at point of sale, so it's all sort of immediate cash in a market where we know that there's going to be huge demand. So it feels like a bit of a no-brainer from where I'm sitting, but
100%. And another thing as well to add to that, Nick, obviously, I've seen a lot of things that are similar on this. The amount of support and the material that you give, the portal access, all that sort of stuff is incredible from your perspective. I've never seen as much support in the way that you do that from anyone else. So, if you do become an accredited partner, everything's there at your fingertips. You don't have to go and ask for it. You don't have to look for it. Everything is there that you need to be able to take this away and go and deliver it to one of your customers and get them over the line. And that is pretty incredible, the support that you put from that perspective as well. Like, I'm not really seeing that with anybody else as well. So hats off to you with it.
It's unique to them, Gav, as well. They get their own login. Only they can see it. So you can only have it if you're accredited. And of course, we even say if they want to use any of our marketing collateral and run their own campaign to their customer base to get them interested, we'll part fund it with them. Yeah. So we'll even support them at marketing to their own customer base using the collateral that they've already produced. So they put their own brand on it and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Listen, the thing that we need to do now is we need to get these partners in place. We need to get them, committed to it. We need to get the demo equipment ordered for the guys, get them out there, and get them to get this stuff moving. Yeah,
definitely.
That's what I'm relying on you to do.
Listen, don't you worry. We'll get on with that straight away. We need to make sure we get the right partner.
I'm David. I don't think he's got away with it either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So listen, that's what we're going to do. So yeah, we'll make sure that the channel's really easy, so then people can come back through and speak to us on becoming an accredited partner, and let's get this moving. We need obviously more people, more committed people on board with this. So all right.
That's great. So what we normally try to do is at the end of like each sort of session that we do, we try to summarize, the key points of this technology. So, it really puts it fresh in people's minds. So you're getting, the only, as far as I'm aware, please correct me if I'm wrong, GDPR compliant facial recognition system, very easy to install, compatible with like our hike vision camera technology, direct integration, a simple little box to put on site, very, very small. No real skill set to sort of connect that. They're really powerful and class leading technical support from both DVS and from Facewatch, directly. Marketing material, demo equipment with an incentive to do that. Ongoing incentives financially. What more do you want, really? And the ability to send alerts to people's phones directly. Because the other thing we sort of didn't touch on is when this alert does happen, it sends it directly to that, smart device. All of the people the people that need that can get it while they're in the store, actively on the go, and can get and address that immediately. So it's at your fingertips. We've all got one, and it's directly there at your fingertips. The power is there.
And the opportunity to have recurring revenue for a product that should last 10 years plus. 10 years plus. So, it's a no-brainer, an absolute and utter no-brainer, Dave, to me.
You work out the commission payments, Gav. A sale of one license with one camera will earn you about 2,600 quid net.
Exactly, straight away.
Just commission.
Yeah, madness. Crazy.
Exactly.
When you get that,
you get the opportunity to be part of this, what we'd say, prestigious pool of installers that obviously not everybody's going to have access to. So,
absolutely.
The people that want this are going to get referred to this pool of professional installers. So it really does incentivize you to get on board with this now, because when the opportunities come in, you get to be part of this journey that we're all on together.
Absolutely, 100%. There's tons of opportunity with it. Let's get it moving.
So from that, I'd say thank you very much for joining us. If anybody wants to come on board or any further details, you can drop us a line here at webinar@dvs.co.uk, or you can contact Facewatch and we can have a conversation to move this forward. Enjoy your day wherever you are, and hopefully you found this highly beneficial. Thanks, guys, for joining us, and hopefully we can get this moving. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, thanks, guys. Cheers, Gav.
Thanks, guys. Cheers, thanks a lot.